It's 7 a.m., but I've been awake since 5, teetering with anxiety, thinking about my scheduling, my family, and wondering if my Aunt Mary is going to pass today. Today is the 4th day that she's been in a coma. 4 is sacred in many ways. 4 directions, 4 seasons, 4 stages of life. A few days ago, I was taking my mother shopping at Walmart for some much-needed supplies with my scholarship money. I was going in or out of Walmart when I got a call from one of my tribal grandmas. She told me that my aunt had a stroke and that she was in the ER. So I go to the ER, I walk in the room, and I see my aunt lying on the stretcher. She's unresponsive. I'm crying, but I'm telling her that it's okay, I'm here. You are loved. While the nurse is frantically telling me that we need to transfer her right now. So my body goes into autopilot, and I dial my siblings to share the dreadful news. For these past few days, we've been in her room at the emergency center, surrounding her with laughter, stories, tears, and love before she makes her final journey into the spirit world, the happy hunting grounds. My siblings and I make pacts that we're going to get tattoos to honor her. And my oldest sibling scoffs at us in non-support. It's the 4th day. I need to do something to honor her. I go to my closet where we have our shared family powwow regalia. And I'm ruffling through ribbon skirts, leathers, feathers, and I find her moccasins, which have a simple star design on the top, beaded with blacks, gradients of dark blues, greens with silver accents. And I decide that I'm going to wear her moccasins today to honor her and walk upon the KU Hill, just as she did her freshman year of college. So I put those moccasins on my feet, and I tie those light tan leather straps really tight so that they don't fall off during that mile-long journey up the KU Hill. All the while, I'm praying that nobody asks me about my moccasins, for I will cry thinking about my aunt who's taking her final breaths just 30 miles from here. I somehow manage to get through class, I get some food, and I go back to my boyfriend's apartment. I'm sitting on the couch, fumbling through pages, trying so hard to focus on abnormal psychology, but I can't. I have a sense of urgency. So I grab my medicine pouch, my tobacco, my sage, and I hop into my 2004 smoke gray Hyundai Accent, and I drive out to Haskell Indian Nations University. I pull up on this worn path just outside of a tree line that covers the sacred medicine wheel, which is mowed into the grass like a giant crop circle. I come in through the west, and I make my way clockwise to the east to begin. And now I don't have a ceremony in mind, but I go with what feels right. I grew up on the Sac and Fox Reservation in Kansas as a member of the Iowa tribe. And the Iowa tribe neighbors the Sac and Fox. But for whatever reason, maybe they had better HUD houses at the time, but we ended up on the Sac and Fox Reservation. And I grew up with my father, who is very proud of his German heritage, and my mother, who learned at a very young age to dislike her Native identity. It was really my Aunt Mary who showed me the beauty of our Native culture. She took me to powwows, to ceremonies, and to classes. I know some traditional knowledge from growing up in this area, from going to these powwows, from going to ceremonies, and from going to a tribal high school and elementary. So when I enter the East, I know that I'm entering the beginning of life. I acknowledge that. I give thanks for the beginning of this life. I give thanks for this life. I give an offering. I say a prayer. And then I sing one of the very few powwow songs that I know very well as I make my way to each direction. Yoldo way hiya ho way hiya heya. And now I'm in the South. And in the South, it's the space between the beginning of life and the elders. And so I think about my aunt at this time and the role that she's played in my life and the role that she's played in anybody's life that she's ever encountered or walked with. And I move to the West, the elders section. And I thank Creator for the elders' wisdom, for passing on those traditions, and for my aunt who made it this far in her life and was able to do that. Then I make my way to the north, the spirit realm, and I speak to my ancestors who have gone before me, and I tell them that it's okay, that she can go home now. We had pulled life support recently, and so we were just waiting, but the waiting was torture for our family. I moved to the center of the circle, and I raised my hands up to the sky, and I raised them down to the earth, and then to myself. And I feel better, and I leave weightless. Back at my boyfriend's apartment, I'm sitting on the floor in front of the coffee table, finally able to focus and study. And then I get a text. Shona, she's gone. I hop into my car and go to the emergency room right away. I walk through the door, and I see my youngest aunt dressing my auntie in her powwow regalia. And anytime I've seen her wear her powwow regalia, she was lit up with happiness, sharing good food, laughing with friends, and being able to pass on those traditions to future generations like myself. So I take her moccasins off of my feet, and I slip them over hers, the final touch.